Alright, I wanted to make a short video on foundationless frames. I use mostly foundationless frames and some plastic frames, but when I first started, didn't really find out a lot of information on them. I think Walter T. Kelly sells some their type F frames. If you look on their website or catalog, they come with the top bar actually goes into a V to a point. Kind of like you see a lot of top bar hive frames, and that just gives the bees a center start point to start building on, and the theory is that they'll build a nice straight comb, but that doesn't always work. So then what I tried, and I saw a lot of people um, advising, is to use paint sticks or even like tongue depressors or popsicle sticks, you might call them, and those work pretty good. These are ones from Home Depot, and actually I've found they are a better, thicker width than the ones at Lowe's. So you have to try a few, but every time I go in there, I'll ask for 2 or 3, and I cut them in half with the box cutters with the razor, and then they pretty much just press fit in there really tightly. I do use wood glue, and that works really well. And you can put that in the top and the bottom if you want. I've been just putting them in the top. Another thing that I'm trying, this is probably the hardest thing to find, but some Lowe's, some stores sell this. It's like a V, like a trim piece. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's some sort of mitered trim piece. Chamfered molding. So if you look at it online, or if you want to call and ask if your local store has it, it's called chamfered molding. I think it has some uses on roofs or roofing, but it's basically a triangle in molding, and with that nice flat edge, you can glue that to the underside of your top bar and put a few nails in if you think it needs it. Here's one that I did. See, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it gives you that. And I actually put that same molding on the sides, and some I've actually put on the bottom. It just gives a sharp edge for the bees to hang from when they're hanging and forming their comb, so that it gives you a good chance of getting it straight. And this adds some strength and heft to it as well. And that's a drawback to this, is that you're making your frames heavier, so if you're worried about weight, something to think about. Another thing I saw recently on the web, this might be an easier molding to find. It's just a square, and so you can see you find this in like the dowel rod section of your home improvement stores. And this is also a round version of basically the same thing. You can find it in like 36 or 48 inch lengths, but you cut that to length, and with the square, of course, you put it on edge like that, and you get an edge for the bees to start building on. Not quite as much as the paint stick or the chamfered molding, and the same thing with this round dowel. Gives you a very small edge, but it might be enough that the bees kind of, when they're doing their hanging and building of the wax, that they'll just grab onto that and build straight down. So those are some options. I've also tried cutting plastic frames or plastic filled frames out around the middle, and that seems to work too, but it's really just what you can find and what you think's easiest. So far the paint stick's really easy and free. Some of these moldings take more time, but I don't know, I'm still experimenting, so let me know if you've tried this and what you think about it, and feel free to ask questions. Thanks.